Bruidhinnidh van Oilimpigeach Lucy Hope is snavels na kriachan. Is chabada mus jacha tug maar paarste skip in the ALBA.
I feel like when I was younger, swimming as a sport and coverage of swimming as a sport in this country isn't massive. So I think I wasn't really sure how far you could go. And then obviously as I've gotten older, like you can see like what other countries are doing and like kind of Scotland and GB have like been moving up in the ranks, I guess. But I think more where when I was younger, like in the borders, it's all about like rugby and hockey and things. So swimming isn't like one of those sports that you're kind of encouraged to do. Kind of past like the learn to swim level, but um, yeah, definitely. I think as I got older and especially when I moved to uni, I think that's kind of where I started to make international teams and kind of developed into a senior athlete almost.
Chai Lucy a tug or some skip a GB ag the Olympics down in Tokyo. Ach, wat dully dis an eiche ron arpish a stegi COVID-19.
Myself and Laura Stevens were added to the team. And then we went down, got our kit in May in Birmingham, so like the whole kitting out experience. And then off the back of that, I tested positive for COVID. So that was a bit of I don't know how I got it. Still to this day, don't know how, because we were all so careful. And just like, to me, it was a bit of a shock. Like it was I think I just randomly done one as well. I wasn't even feeling that ill. But yeah, so I got that. So it was literally the day after the kitting out. So I'd been on a bus with all these other guys, so all the Stirling group, so Duncan, Kathleen, Ross, Amy, Cassie, like we'd all travelled down together. So I was like, well, what if they've got it now too? And it was a really stressful few days, but luckily everyone else in the bus had tested negative, so it was just me. And then that made complications for getting out to Tokyo because they were being so strict with flying. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to fly out with the team. I had to fly out just like it was like 5 or 6 days later. So because we had the prep camp, I only missed like a few days of that, and then I just went straight into the village, and then travelled across to like see the team. But for my first Olympics, it was a bit stressful.
Get the visi hier macher bounce and koers jerinjach. Had Joe keinet Lucy at a hoon aan in Tokyo. Aice, ha your son came a varach gehorst in nahuris.
Walking out, like we knew we were up for like the first day, so there hadn't really been many swims before us to really set the week strong to come away with a British record. We couldn't really ask for more. I think we were like a second off the medals, which looking back is really close, and maybe if I hadn't gotten COVID then it could be different, but you're always saying that in hindsight. But yeah, I think the whole Olympic experience for my first Olympics was really special, and fingers crossed I can make an alone next year.
Ha Lucy buanachel shacht tursenik farpish na Hjorpe. Sa yin dras and tresu aatje listen and ban a share some brechtinik farpish na Hjorpe.
I think my coach Steve is like, "Oh, you're the most decorated Scottish woman in European." I was like, "No, you must be wrong. That's wrong." But yeah, with all those lucky heat swims, yeah, it's really exciting. I guess I'd never dreamed of that when I was younger. To even make a British team is really, really difficult. So I've been so fortunate to have made so many in my career. Definitely with a few more to come, hopefully. But yeah, it's really exciting to see the talent coming through as well, which you kind of need because we're not going to be here forever. And I know there was a couple, especially in Scotland, finished last year, and I think there'll be a few in GB that finished after Paris. So it's really exciting to see the next generation coming through and see where they can take the sport in the future.
She Lucy earned in a snavderen as eòlais and skip a nashente. Aice ha hara a na yemich in a eòlais is the Olympics mar ha.
In terms of swimming, I definitely love to go to another Commonwealth Games, and it's also in Australia, which is quite enticing. But I guess for me, I'm not in any rush to get into the real world of work, and everyone that I know says keep swimming as long as you can because having a job isn't all looks out to me. So I have my degree and I have other things that I'm able to fall back on if I need. But yeah, definitely just enjoying it and seeing how fast that I can swim. In the world of swimming, everyone's getting older or younger, so definitely in sprint freestyle, we've had girls swim till they're 33, 32. So I wouldn't say that I've definitely hit my peak. I'm still swimming fast times, so um, I think that I can go faster, and everything that I've been training towards has been to go faster. And I think my kind of main goal next year is to also qualify individually in the 200 or the 100 freestyle. So to get down around those times that would be needed for qualification is kind of what I'm aiming for. But then also, if the 4 girls can swim fast enough, it is just a great feeling being able to swim a relay with those girls, and kind of see how fast we can go and see if we can get close to those medals.